Hello everyone, we have Tamrus here on the test server. So just like the patch notes said, Tamrus is a Wilder, part of the Wilder faction, also an agility based hero, and the class is a warrior and the primary role is control, so I'm looking to see some crowd control here. Let's start by looking at the ultimate skill, Pain Wheel. Tamrus spins around violently one time. Each spin damages nearby enemies for 220% of his attack rating, stuns them and drags them towards Tamrus. Tamrus spins one more time, up to 4 times for every one enemy within range. The range of his spins increases with each spin. When he stops spinning, he forcefully kicks nearby targets, damaging them for 260% of his attack rating. Tamrus is immune to control effects while using this skill. Level 2 increases the damage of Tamrus' spins to 240% of his attack rating, increases the damage of his final kick to 280% of his attack rating. And level 3, the final kick also silences enemies within range for 1 second. So it looks like doing quite a bit of damage here, doing spins violently around the enemy here, doing damage, also doing even more spins here for every one enemy within range. Also doing a final kick here, doing even more damage. So sounds like quite a bit of damage. But we'll have to see how that damage plays out. Also, the final kick silences enemies there for 1 second with this level 3. And looking at the second skill, Earthbreaker, Tamrus leaps high into the air, then dive kicks the area with the most enemy heroes, damaging all enemies in the area for 200% of his attack rating and knocking them airborne. Tamrus is immune to control effects while using the skill. Level 2 and level 3 are increasing the damage. So level 3 increasing the damage to 240% of Tamrus' attack rating. And then level 4, Tamrus will immediately use Earthbreaker at the start of battle. So being able to use this ability at the start of battle sounds very useful, especially with the airborne effect, doing some crowd control there. So having that crowd control immediately at the start of battle might give you an advantage here. So yeah, also doing a little bit of damage here to the area with the most enemy heroes as well. And the third skill, Infectious Enthusiasm. This is a passive ability. The more enemy heroes around Tamrus, the more excited he becomes. For every one enemy hero near him, Tamrus gains 1 stack of the Enthusiasm effect, and it goes up to 5 stacks. Each stack of Enthusiasm increases his dodge by 6 points and his magic suppression by 2 points. Level 2, increasing the dodge by 9 points and the magic suppression by 3 points. Level 3 shortens the cooldown of Earthbreaker by 0.2 seconds each time Tamrus successfully dodges or suppresses enemy damage. And then we have the first Engraving skill, level 4. When Tamrus deals damage, the target will lose additional health equal to 1% of their lost health for each stack of Enthusiasm he has up to 20% of Tamrus' attack rating. This effect triggers up to once every 3 seconds for each enemy. So the more enemy heroes around Tamrus, he becomes more excited, getting the Enthusiasm effect here. So bringing the enemy heroes around Tamrus here seems like a good idea. So having maybe heroes like Iron and Skryeth to bring all the enemy heroes together, and then with the Earthbreaker, Tamrus will do this at the start of battle here, going right towards all those enemy heroes. And then the stack of Enthusiasm will come up here with the dodge and magic suppression. That to me sounds like a pretty good combination, Tamrus, Iron, and Skryeth here, to bring those enemies together. And also the Engraving skill here sounds pretty good. Losing that target will lose additional health. So yeah, losing that health there is pretty good. I think it's a pretty good thing anyway. And looking at the final skill, Get Over here. Tamrus flings his grappling hook at up to 2 enemies, damaging them for 230% of his attack rating and dragging them towards himself. Enemies furthest away from Tamrus are targeted first. Hooked enemies have their attack rating reduced by 10% for 5 seconds. If there is only one target, the damage is increased to 250% of Tamrus' attack rating, and the target's attack rating is reduced by 15%. And level 2 increases the damage to 280% of Tamrus' attack rating. If there are only one target, increases the damage to 300% of his attack rating. Hooked enemies have their attack rating reduced by 15%. If there is only one enemy, the attack rating is reduced by 25%. And level 4 hooked enemies are silenced for 2.5 seconds. And I believe that is the second engraving skill. So bringing enemies, dragging the enemies with his grappling hook, dealing damage, and also reducing attack rating here. Reducing attack rating for 10% for 5 seconds, and then if there's only one target, it does even more damage and also takes away even more attack rating. So yeah, the enemies being able to do less damage here looks like that sounds pretty good. Also, silencing the enemies even more, so 2.5 seconds for this level 4. Yeah, that sounds okay, I guess. I mean, there's not a lot here. It doesn't look like there's a lot. It's just silencing the enemies here. And let's look at the signature item. Signature item skill, Jungle Jaunt. When you unlock it, enemy heroes hit by Get Over Here have their tenacity permanently reduced by 3 points. This effect can stack. The plus 10, enemy heroes hit by Get Over Here have their tenacity permanently reduced by 5 points. Plus 20, any stacks of enthusiasm Tamrus receives last until the end of battle. And plus 30, Tamrus immediately receives 5 stacks of enthusiasm at the start of battle, and his maximum number of enthusiasm stacks is increased to 10. So plus 30 sounds very good, especially the plus 20 and plus 30 signature item here combined. Getting immediately 5 stacks of enthusiasm, and then that stacks of enthusiasm last until the end of battle, so permanently increasing the dodge and magic suppression at the very start of battle, and also increasing the enthusiasm stacks to 10, so being able to essentially double the dodge there and also double the magic suppression. That sounds very good, especially that dodge factor. Being able to dodge a lot of the enemy heroes' attacks is pretty powerful, being able to do that. And looking at the exclusive furniture here, called Play With Me. 3/3, Tamrus's enthusiasm rubs off on his allies. Each stack of enthusiasm grants all allied heroes 6 points of dodge and 2 points of magic suppression. So being able to give his enthusiasm to his allies, giving them dodge and magic suppression. And a 9 of 9, each stack of enthusiasm Tamrus has increases the attack rating of all allied heroes by 4%. So this combined with the plus 30 signature item sounds very good, increasing the attack rating of allied heroes by 4%, and then with the increased number of enthusiasm stacks with the plus 30, increasing the attack rating of the allied heroes even more. So that sounds very powerful. Yeah, plus 30 signature item and 9 of 9 furniture sound very useful for Tamrus. Let's go ahead and look at the Arena of Trials here. Okay, the Arena of Trials hasn't started yet, which is good because then I can view the Arena Guardian here and also the Wind Dummy. Let's go ahead and look at the Wind Dummy first. I like to start with the Wind Dummy just to see how the skills look, how they take down the enemies here. Immediately going over to the enemies here, just like the skill said there. Also spinning around and doing his kicks it looked like it did quite a bit of damage there. Let's go ahead and look. I want to look at that signature item, or that ult again. Yeah, doing quite a bit of damage. And then jumping and diving once again, knocking the enemies airborne, giving them some crowd control for a little bit there. Yeah, it seems like to these enemies, that ultimate ability does a lot of damage, it seems like. Yeah, doing quite a bit here, it looks like. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the Arena Guardian, and I'm going to see which heroes they pick out for us here, and see. I'm just going to put down some heroes. Okay, I'm going to try out Granite and Arthur in the front line here, and then I think I'm going to have Tamrus here in the back line, and then I have some support with Merlin and Palmer. This might be a little bit too much support, but I guess we'll find out. And there we go. Definitely having that support was useful, especially with Tamrus immediately going to the the enemy side of the battlefield. Definitely having that support there helped her stay alive. She almost went down there. So yeah, that I can see being a little bit of an issue with the agility-based heroes going out to the enemy side of the battlefield and pretty much immediately dying. So having support definitely will help. with Tamrus, and doing the most amount of damage, so pretty good there. Granite is pretty close there, also taking a lot of damage there and still surviving. She does do a little bit of healing there herself, it looks like, as well. Yeah, definitely having that support will be useful for Tamrus to be able to get her to survive. And yeah, overall, I think she could do pretty well to help support her team, also to help support herself a little bit as well. Hey, if you made it this far into the video and haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. And if you want to watch my newest video, check out the video that's on screen now. And thanks for watching.